Hello, everybody. Hope y'all having a good night. Appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode 6 of Say Less.
Let's go.
As always, my name is Mo. That's Will. Other guy is Zach. Appreciate y'all for coming in. If you guys haven't noticed already, we're gonna have our links to our Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, it's say_less_pod, and then Instagram is say_less_pod cast. And if you guys want to check those out, they'll have the links to our link tree on there. Full access to YouTube, the podcast app on Apple, everything. If you guys want access. Oh, sorry about that. So for today, we'll be talking about the MVP.
Hit the links.
Every damn week, man. This man's always dropping his phone.
Hit the links on the social media. We're active, trying to stay active on that. Up to date.
Love engaging with fans.
Facts. Recently posted our power rankings. If you guys want to check those out on Instagram. Pretty interesting rankings.
The All-Star break here. Yes. Sir.
Okay. Anyways, for today we're gonna be talking about the MVP conversation. How it's been heating up. A lot of big performances from Jokic and Embiid. Also been talking about the refs and the controversy around the Jazz 76ers game from, when was it? Wednesday?
That was literally the other day, yeah.
What was the other day? Okay. We'll also be talking about triple doubles and if they're actually, as a big deal as they used to be. Players who might be getting bought out by the teams and where they'll be ending up. And if we have time, we might talk about if players could survive in the 90s and the 80s, the top players from today's league. And we're also, each of us at the end is going to be giving us a bold take for next week.
We're going to be doing that. We're going to do that every week from now on. So we're going to say a bold take, and it's going to be for the next week. So we'll be able to see if it came true by next week, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. So that'll be in
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So who wants to start off with the MVP race?
All right, I'll start off. So let me just say, after this stuff comments I had, at the MVP race, I'm a little bit embarrassed. To tell you the truth, because Joel Embiid has been dominant the last week, man. Oh my goodness gracious. He went up against Miles Turner and Rudy Gobert in back-to-back and very quick succession in defensive, two defensive powerhouses, very good defenders, both leaders for, the Defensive Player of the Year campaign this year. And Embiid put up 40 points and 19 rebounds against Gobert and 24 points and 13 rebounds against Miles Turner. And that's just sheesh.
In 3 quarters too.
In 3 quarters, sheesh. After the Turner game too, he said, that's a matchup I've dominated since I got into the league. He's a great defender, but he's being honest and trying to be, Embiid is always a trash talker, so he's going to say that too. And he just said he didn't have a problem with Gobert either. So I just think, man, it's hard to argue against that because Embiid just went out and dominated him like that. He's in my opinion, he is the leader in the MVP race. Let me just be clear about that. He is the leader in the MVP race right now during the All-Star break. If you're listening to this, the games might be returning back, tonight. But he is the leader, and there's nobody that has had performances like that and has a record like that is doing the things that he's doing, and he's having a monster season. So that's what I'm saying right now. Credit to Will, who said Embiid is the MVP earlier in the season. My God, dude. Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, only because Kevin Durant's been injured, so, by the way.
I wouldn't have said a KD no matter what. I had Embiid. You're saying KD would be MVP if okay, gotcha.
Maybe. He's on that super team with the Nets. I don't.
All right. Well, I mean, James Harden's been
nice.
Creeping up. He's been creeping up on a lot of people's, MVP race right now. Personally, I have him number 3. I still have Embiid number 1, and then Jokic number 2. But James Harden, he's been going crazy. I think he's benefited from KD being out just because it's just him and Kyrie. So, people don't really think of him as this big super team or offensive powerhouse, obviously. So, James Harden, I think he's top 3 right now. I don't know where you guys have LeBron. I still have Dame over him, so maybe LeBron for me is 5. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I would put Embiid, Jokic, and Harden. Man, I ate my Harden words too, man. At the first episode, I said most overrated player in the league, and god dang, bro, he had like a 30-point, 15 rebound, 15 assist, triple double the other night too.
And he's playing on the Nets.
Credit to Harden, he's doing massive numbers right now, putting up a lot of triple doubles. So
that's the guy.
I wonder how he'll be affected though when KD comes back and then Kyrie just plays a little bit more consistently in terms of like literally playing every game, not playing consistent.
Right.
But
his scoring will just go down. I think he'll still grab boards and
yeah,
obviously.
I agree. I think he might get a little less rebounds. KD is a good rebounder.
Yeah.
But
before
when
KD was playing, he was just playing point guard. He wasn't really trying to score and stuff. So he'll just still lead the league in assists, but scoring will definitely go down.
Right.
Okay, so I just did some stat searching. I was actually just looking up one stat right now to make sure I had it because I forgot. But I was just looking at Embiid and Jokic, who were my 2 picks for MVP at the beginning of the year, and they still are my top 2 picks. Embiid's averages right now 30.2 points per game. That's 2nd in the league. 11.6 rebounds per game. That's 5th in the league. 3.3 assists, whatever. 31.19 PER. That's 2nd in the league. 1.4 blocks per game, and then 1.2 steals per game. I didn't go as in depth into Jokic's averages, but he has 27.1 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, which is 11th in the league. But you see the difference between 11.6 and 11. That's 6 spots in terms of like where you are in the league. So it's not too far behind what Embiid has, but and then 8.6 assists per game, which is 7th in the league, which is honestly miraculous for a big man. I know everybody like lost their minds last year when LeBron led the league in assists as a small forward. So this is almost equally as impressive, if not more impressive, in my opinion. And then he has a 31.61 PER, so that's 1st in the league. So you got the two highest PER players in the league.
Wouldn't those be all-time records too? I think I heard someone say that. I'm pretty sure those are 2 highest. Yeah, the PERs.
I don't know that highest PERs in NBA history. I thought Giannis got it last year or
Did
2.
he?
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he got it last year.
Oh wow.
He did. 31.86. So he'd still be higher than both these guys.
Oh.
He beat out Wilt.
That's
31.82. Wilt has 2 of the top 3. So
Yeah.
right now, those 2 PERs would be 8th and 9th. Well, no, they'd be 8th. They'd be 8th. Embiid's PER would be 15th all time. So both of them actually behind LeBron James's PERs for a respective year. But anyways, all this to say that I think these are the clear-cut MVP favorites. I think the Nuggets need to be a little bit better. They've kind of started to heat up a little bit before the All-Star break, and that's mostly because Jamal Murray has been playing a little bit better, like more like you would think he would play. So I think Jokic could jump. I don't think he would be 2nd in MVP voting right now. I don't remember what the NBA's rankings are, but I think LeBron is actually 2. Pretty sure I looked at it like the other day, which blows my mind.
I don't know. Jokic is
he's
a lot of
3. He's
stats.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, he moved down? Okay.
Yeah, he moved down to 3 recently.
Yeah,
so who is 2nd?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Jokic.
It is Jokic? Okay.
Yeah, Jokic, yeah.
And that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on, Zach, sorry.
That monster night, like that 39 point, 14 rebound, like 9 assist game, I think. That's just massive numbers. Anything in a 30-point triple double, or like a 35-point. You're putting up 40 points and getting like a bunch of rebounds and a decent number of assists, and your team's playing well. You're in the MVP conversation. So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I love Steph, and I think he does have a case this year. based on the fact of the Warriors and how their success is intertwined with Curry's, position on the floor when he's on the floor, when he's off the floor. But I can't deny when Embiid and Jokic are putting up 40-point nights and they're adding 12 rebounds to it. It's hard to put Curry over that when he's only scoring like 30.
We gotta talk. We gotta talk about
also
that.
interesting too. So I don't know. The team's got to do better. I'll see some more later down the line. But
we got to talk about that Utah game though with Embiid. Because that was nuts.
that was BS.
That was a man. Oh yeah.
But it was nuts. 40 points against Rudy Gobert. I mean, how many points was he guarded by Rudy?
And then he had that 3-pointer. I don't know if y'all saw that.
To ice it,
the regulation, dude. Oh my God, it was impossible.
Oh no, it was to tie it, right?
Oh, it was to tie it.
It was to tie
Yeah,
it.
he stepped back and then he faked it, and then the guy.
Oh
yeah.
It was nuts.
He just hit it in his face, right? That one.
Yeah, he mouthed him. He mouthed him.
It looked so like effortless, man. Like he just stepped back and drained that. Like it was like, man, very contested look. Looked like he was stumbling with it, and then all of a sudden he just drains that. Like, damn.
It's kind of funny how Embiid dropped 40 on Gobert, and then they played 2 weeks earlier, and then Ben Simmons dropped 42 on Gobert, who was someone's defensive player of the year pick, by the way.
He's still a defensive player of the year.
Let's
not get things twisted, but Embiid is having a better season. Let me just say the Jazz are the first seed in the West.
Okay.
And the best team in the league currently. But when Embiid comes through the town and drops the
best record and best team are two different things, little bro.
Okay.
That's facts. That is facts.
Yes, but they have been playing like the best team.
Not recently.
Who are the Jazz?
76ers are the best team in the league right now.
I disagree.
To
My
me.
power rankings say different. Jazz
they say wrong too.
Jazz have less wins. Jazz have less losses. My bad.
Okay.
Fair point. Fair enough. But
we'll see in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's where the real teams are built. But
yeah, first round exit, Jazz.
I kind of agree with that.
Wow,
was I going to say? Yeah, Embiid's not hitting 50, 40, 90. I know we mentioned that. Was it the first episode, Zach? He's not going to get it. He'll come.
No, it's crazy.
5%,
yeah, it's crazy because there was a lot of players. We sent out a tweet about it that were averaging 50, 40, 90. Early on the season, and now there's like none that are averaging it.
Well,
isn't Middleton still averaging 50, 40, 90?
He's not.
He's not?
No.
What about Durant?
Durant was never, no.
You sure?
I'll check. Continue the debate, though.
Hey, since we're talking about that Utah Philadelphia game, do you guys see that controversial call with Royce O'Neal? Apparently, like, there was a loose ball. They was getting out of bounds. I mean, they were saving from going out of bounds. And he caught it and threw it. And Donovan Mitchell had a breakaway dunk. I think it was to put him up 3. I think it was either put him up 3 or put him up 4. But they called him out of bounds, even though the replay showed that he threw it.
That.
Yeah. So that, I don't know. I didn't watch the game or the highlights. I just saw the play. But I don't know if Embiid's 3 tied the game or if they didn't get that call, they would have iced the game away.
Yeah, no, I remember that call. Zach, did you find Katie's?
Yeah, no. Middleton is shooting 88% from free throws.
Oh.
So it's 49.5, but I think you have to be at 50.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Here's Durant. Durant is shooting 87% from the line, so he is
Damn.
52% and 43%, but he's shooting 87% from the line.
The line will be what holds most people back, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's
pretty
so
sure
hard
Steph doesn't Steph have the all-time leader in career free throw percentage?
I believe so. He's shooting 93%. He's shooting 48, 41, and 93. So
he could get field goal percentage, I don't think it's gonna be hard for him.
What about Kyrie? No, Kyrie's down to 89 from free throw.
Damn.
But Kyrie is shooting lights out this season, as well as Toby. Toby and Kyrie are both shooting.
Who's Toby?
Tobias.
Harris.
People call him Toby?
Yeah.
Casual.
Good Lord.
Casual, man. Moving on. Tobias Harris and Kyrie are both 51 and 40, and then both shooting 89. So they're close. They're very close.
No cigar, bro.
No cigar. No. Damn. There was like 5 of them right there, but now it's just.
Who do you guys think out of that bunch who will get it?
No one. I don't think anybody's getting it.
Nobody? I think Kyrie and Curry could get it.
I think they have the best shot.
Yeah.
I just don't think anybody will. They could. I think Kyrie, Curry, Durant, and Middleton all have like shots.
Yeah.
Durant's biggest issue is going to be injuries. The less games you play, the harder it's going to be to do it. So.
Right.
But nevertheless. So.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the refs sucking this year.
Yes. It's been multiple
So we just kind of mentioned the 76ers and Jazz game the other night. But what else? What else has gone on this year?
Let me.
Bulls. I don't know if you guys remember the Bulls game against the Trailblazers that Dame hit that game-winning 3. Before that, they called it a jump ball when clearly Zach LaVine was getting hacked by 2 people and nobody clearly had hands on the ball except for Zach LaVine. And they called a jump ball instead of calling a foul, and then they won the jump ball and Dame got the shot. So that's the most vivid memory I have since I'm a Bulls fan, and it was a BS call of refs sucking.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Also, the JJ Redick ejection with the ball flip.
I seen that.
That was also very controversial. You know, there was they said that he flipped the ball angrily, you know, with anger intent towards the referee.
Yeah,
I didn't see that personally from the video clip from the review, but after they said. Look for all of the fans listening. I would highly suggest looking at the NBA official Twitter page for the officials, because they post videos on there of different things happening, and there are a lot of skeptical calls and skeptical videos, and a lot of people commenting saying this is BS. There was also one about Buddy Hield for a flopping call on like a free throw. Like somebody like was coming in for, it was during like a free throw, like the game was stopped and somebody came in and they ran into him and he like fell over and it was like out of frame and they gave him a warning for it. And Buddy replied and he said, he ran into me. What are you talking about? So it was really BS.
Oh
man. There's also that Trae Young skirmish that he got very heated at the ref after he got knocked in the nose.
Yeah, called him some profanity.
Uttered a lot of curse words, not safe for work. But I mean, there's been a lot of stuff around the NBA, more so this season than last season. Maybe this is because I would say maybe this is in part due to the no fans, so there's more noise and you can hear more of the profane comments that players have. In that case, then the refs should acknowledge that and they should take that into account when making some of these calls. Just because there's no fans, just because the players should still be able to speak like they're in a game. They shouldn't be restricted, but the ref shouldn't just call technical fouls on any profanity slip that comes out. So
there's no justifying the JJ Redick talk. I'm sorry, I've watched that video literally like 50 times. It's not possible that was a technical foul.
No way.
I refuse to
believe. Get ejected for that.
Yeah.
That was the second technical, yes.
Yeah. I got 2 more. The Damian Lillard game, or not the Damian Lillard game. Trailblazers game the other night where Dame taking a crucial shot at the end of the game or something, and he just got. If you watched it, you would be like, oh, he got spanked. He just got absolutely smacked driving, and he didn't get any call. He was very, very upset about it.
Was this at the end of the game?
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the end of the game. I was just watching it, but
Sheesh.
You know they're not gonna call those calls if it's 24 seconds or less.
Right.
yeah, I mean I get that. Speaking of which, there are literally Twitter pages called NBA refs suck at bad calls NBA, and then a Facebook page NBA refs suck. But I get that. I know they don't, but he was pretty upset.
They do.
What do you mean? They do what?
The refs do suck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
then
can't be so strict, right?
so the other thing was, you guys remember that play where that Nuggets player just absolutely like tackled that Pacers guy shooting that three? I forget
Yes.
the player's name.
Yes.
What was
Oh
his name?
Yes. Frank Campenzero, I think, from the Nuggets.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
Got nailed.
dude, this
Oh
is
my God.
this is a tackle. Like, this dude tried to tackle him.
Was
This
that
is
that
not
didn't? That was just a shooting foul,
it
right?
was a common foul. It was a
Dude,
common foul. That one might be the worst to me. That might be the
facts.
worst.
That's dangerous.
That's one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
I don't know what the problem is, man. I don't know what the problem is this season, but it's just been ass.
Can we just blame it on
Find
Orange
me,
Man or
ass.
whatever?
Yeah, I said ass. The refs have been ass. That's what I said. Yes.
They
Fine him.
fine you, fine them.
Find
Find
them, yeah.
him.
Find me.
They have to develop some form of consistency. There's no consistency, and I think part of it might be because there's no fans, like you said, Zach. But
Right.
it's like there's a different level of sensitivity this year. It's
Yeah.
I don't get why players, like, how the NBA comes out with that transcript if the refs get a call that they missed or they got the wrong
at
call
the end of the game, the
Yeah.
2-minute drill or
the
whatever.
2-minute drill. Yeah, how come they still find players that call out refs for the wrong calls, and then NBA after that finds them, but then also releases a transcript and admits, hey, the refs made a mistake? That doesn't make sense.
Because you're just supposed to sit there and take it. Like last week, was it last week when we talked about Draymond Green's comments and how the ownership and GMs kind of treat players with a level of respect that's kind of lower than what players are supposed to treat management with. And
Yeah.
you're just supposed to sit there and take it. And that's kind of what Draymond was getting at. It's kind of the same story there. You just got to sit there, let the refs be wrong and whatever. I want to know when the refs are going to start getting fined for some of this crap. I mean, this is
Right.
ridiculous.
It's their job to make the right calls.
I mean,
they're doing the job wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, it's hard to do it in live time, but if you're
I understand they make mistakes, but
some of
they
them
have
are,
they have the replay thing down.
Right.
So
some of them are not. There's
Yeah.
no justifying. Like the dude that tackled that guy, I don't know how you even justify that. There's no way. Like,
bro, they literally looked at Royce O'Neal's replay and
yeah, that those plays
dude,
at the end of
it's-
games.
Yeah. And Gobert and
legit
Mitchell
did not
brought him
even
up after the game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Donovan and Gobert made comments, and they both got fined. And
Yeah.
Donovan, same game, got a technical just for talking trash.
Right.
For talking trash to a player, not even to a ref. It was just to another player. He got ejected for it, bro.
Yep.
Come on now.
Oh, that was that one. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's
same
bad.
game. It was
That's
the same
bad
game.
officiating. That's bad officiating.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It is unbelievable. I want them to do something about it, like actually make the refs pay for it in a way.
Yeah.
Just so that there's some level of standard, right? So of responsibility that they feel inclined to not, because let's just face it, everybody's biased, and some of these refs are probably biased towards some players. I know damn well back when Draymond was kicking people in the nuts, that refs started to hate him that year. I mean, that's just a fact. And that's part of the reason he got ejected, or not ejected, suspended in the finals that year. But that's a whole different story for another day.
Yes, sir.
Another debate.
Next topic, though.
Next topic, yes. We got to talk about these triple doubles.
All right, we're talking about how watered down the triple double has become in today's league. Something off the bat, I did a little research on it. In 2013 and 2014, there was only 46 triple doubles that were recorded in the NBA. Lance Stevenson led the league with 5, and now 2018, 2019, just for a stat line, there was 127 were recorded, and 8 players had 5 triple doubles. So I think
How many of those are Russ? You got to be like 60% of them.
Right, triple double god. But I think that one of the main reasons is pace. There's more opportunities for looks. There's more opportunities for threes. There's more players who are inclined with a skill set to have the triple double, like Russ. There's a lot more small forwards and point guards that pass the ball and rebound since the small ball lineups and the decline of the traditional center has come into fruition. There's more opportunities for rebounds. So that's my 2 cents. I think it's because the game has changed. I don't know if it decline if the game declines because the triple doubles are watered down. It's still a good stat, but they do happen a lot more frequently. So I don't know.
I just think it's just players got better, more talented, obviously.
Wow.
But I also think just because the game evolves, like Zach says, and fast breaks are more common, second chance points are more common, and 3-ball obviously has changed a lot. So just more spacing. So a lot of guys find open guys on the corner, at the top of the key, and the drive, and sometimes if they pack the paint with guys like Giannis, if you have guards, triple team or quadruple teaming Giannis, then they could go get some boards too. So yeah, right. I think it's just more talent in the way the game is played today.
I am looking at a graphic right now from medium.com. They calculated they didn't calculate it, it's available, but the average points per game scored in the NBA per year. Yeah. This figure is astonishing. Like I don't know if we're allowed to show it, so I'm not going to, but this is amazing. It's exponential growth. It's ridiculous. Like
it's nuts.
Just 20 years ago, they're averaging less than 95 a game. This is for the NBA, not per team. Less than 95 per game. We want to know where we're at as of 2 years ago, so it's not till now. 113. So I gotta imagine it's about around 120 at this point, maybe 115, somewhere in there. That's insane. Like this is crazy. So I could so you got basically a 20-point increase, maybe 25 to 30, somewhere in there. Right. In the last 20 years. Right there, I can look at that, and that tells me everything I need to know, because you getting 20 more points per game. That's opportunities for more rebounds, opportunities for more assists, obviously more opportunities for points.
Yeah.
So I would say the triple double has just become a lot less meaningful now, especially since like Russ has done it 3 years in a row, averaged a triple double. That's insane. But like after he did the first year, I was like, dang, okay. And then he did the second year, I'm like, okay. Third year, I'm like, whatever.
Just common knowledge.
It's just common at this point, right? Yeah. So I would say, like, if you get a triple double, like TJ McConnell was gonna get the other night, hopefully, he did get it.
Yeah, 10 steals.
That's a much more impressive triple double. I was hoping he would get it in a different, some random form. Like if you get a blocks, steals, rebounds, or assists triple double, that's pretty cool. But the points, rebounds, assists one is becoming a little too common, especially if you look at high usage rate players. It's pretty much easy. Not easy. It's not easy to get one, but it's almost becoming common for players like that to get more than a few a year.
It's surprising to me that we haven't seen a quadruple double yet.
That's what I thought.
Closest man, Draymond, was it 3 years ago? He had everything. He had a triple double, but he needed 4 more points because he had 6 points to get the quadruple double. He just wasn't scoring that game. So
didn't TJ McConnell have the same thing? Wasn't he like in a similar?
He got out steals, but I don't think what. So he had steals, points, and rebounds, right? Or was it?
Oh,
If you can look it up, I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up right now, but I think that's what it was.
Before Draymond, I don't know if you guys remember this player, but Spencer Hawes, when he was in Philadelphia, like 2012, 2013, remember him, Will?
Yep.
I think he was the last, before Draymond, he was the closest guy because he used to get blocks and points and rebounds and assists and stuff.
There have been a shockingly high amount of quadruple doubles. I was looking it up the other day. He got 16 points, 13 assists, 10 steals.
How many rebounds? Yes.
He had like 3 rebounds, right?
I wish I doesn't show it in this figure.
He did not have that many rebounds.
Yeah.
I know that.
So like he could have done it with rebounds. That's a fairly easy stat to get. It's an easier stat to get. But
he has guys like Turner and Sabonis on his team, so I think.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm just saying like in terms of like stats to get, it's easier than getting like blocks than.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So he could.
What do you guys think would be the closest guy to get a quadruple double today's league?
Draymond. I had this debate with somebody the other day, and I think
Ben Simmons is capable.
Ben Simmons is capable, yeah. Right. Yeah.
I would say Embiid, but
maybe Embiid, yeah.
Embiid with blocks and then
Jokic.
Points. Jokic
I'd argue. Yeah, I'd argue Embiid more so than Jokic because Jokic isn't as much of a blocking force or a defensive force as Embiid.
Yeah.
And Embiid could get guys going offensively with his assists if he needed to. You know, if Simmons wasn't on the floor one night, I think he could do it.
Yeah, facts.
Especially this season,
I forgot about David Robinson's quadruple double.
David Robinson, I think, was the last guy.
I'll say it right now. You know what? I'll say it right now. Joel Embiid is getting a quadruple double this season.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, you just get high on your horse and you just impulsively say stuff. That doesn't make sense.
Quadruple double this year, boys. He's gonna go off. He's getting it. I believe it. I can believe he can do it.
Okay. No. I mean, I think he can, but it's not happening. Not this year.
621 as of this recording. All right.
36-21. Yeah, fair.
Next topic. There's been a lot of reports during this All-Star break of players getting traded, bought out. Blake Griffin, namely one. Remember, Jeremy Grant had rumors for the Boston Celtics. There's been a lot of different trade rumors. So which ones do you think are the more interesting? Which ones do you think affect the league the most? So let's go. I mean, Jeremy Grant to the Boston Celtics, I'm just going to say right off the bat, would be nuts. I think that highly values their team. I think that makes them a 3 seed in the East and a contender.
How would he help them, though? He's just going to be another Daniel Tice.
Still good though. He's still a very.
They need a big man in the center. They don't need another scorer. They have enough scorers on the team. If they get rid of Kemba, they should go for a big man. Jeremy Grant's not. It's gonna help them obviously just because he's a good player, but he's not a defensive powerhouse. He can't rebound. He's gonna average over 7 rebounds, I think, and he's gonna get a lot of blocks too. So. I don't know. I don't think he'd be a nice addition, but they need a rebounding big man. They need like a Steven Adams or something.
Let's talk about the Blake Griffin to the Nets rumors, though. That's interesting. I think that establishes them as the finals favorite of the East for sure. I'm not sure.
Finals favorite or East favorites or both.
Finals favorite, I think.
Yeah, I'd say the finals favorite.
Yep. Personally, I don't think I don't think they'll be able to. I do not see the Brooklyn Nets winning the championship this year if they have Durant and Irving and Harden all on the floor. I don't think there's enough to go around. I think it's going to cause problems in the playoffs. So that's my opinion. I think if they get Blake Griffin, though, that could have
in the playoffs. The ball sharing was a problem.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yes.
Blake Griffin to the Nets is a good pickup. I wish they had played Roberson and Shumpert more. I don't know why they don't play him more.
Didn't they waive him?
Well, they waived him because apparently they want to put him on 10-day contracts, and then if they can sign somebody, they want to sign those players first and then sign Shumpert and Robertson back.
Yep.
That's
Right.
what. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it was just a
It's a
financial issue.
finesse. Yep. I'm just going through some trade rumors right now. First of all, to speak on the Blake Griffin one, wherever he goes, I think the team becomes a favorite because I don't think he's going to go to a lower end team. So if
Yeah.
he does go to a lower end team, then what I said doesn't matter. But if he goes to like the Lakers, the Nets, the Clippers, I don't know why he go to the Clippers, but like teams like that, I think they become instantly the favorites. Especially for the Nets because they really lack size. That's a major issue for them. The Lakers, I don't know as much, but one guy we're not talking about is Andre Drummond.
Right.
I don't remember. I haven't heard anything lately with him, but he's another huge pickup. If the Nets get a big man, I just want to say I would say they become the favorites.
Yeah, definitely.
In my opinion, they become the favorites. Now, if the Lakers get Drummond, they're going to be the clear-cut favorites, obviously. But I think the Nets are going to be pushing big time for these big men. Wow, that sounded sus. Holy crap. Yo.
Pause.
Oh, man. But so some other stuff I'm looking at. The Knicks are looking at Victor Oladipo, Terry Rozier, Lonzo Ball. So the Knicks are lacking a point guard. They need a point guard. I don't think any of that's going to happen because the Knicks were also looking at Blake Griffin, but they've decided to go with Julius Randle. Stick with him. He's killing it. John Wall and Kyle Lowry, Heat are interested in him.
The Heat?
Yeah, the Heat are interested in him.
Yeah, a lot of teams are interested in PJ Tucker.
Wow, PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
Bro, are the Magic really trying to trade Vucevic? I've heard rumors about that.
Yeah, apparently they want to trade him before the deadline, obviously, but they want to get rid of him. Him and Aaron Gordon.
So the Celtics and Hornets are interested in him.
I think Vucevic fits the Nets more than any other big men. Just because he can space the floor and he's a good defender too.
So I want to talk about the Hornets though, because the Hornets are looking to make some moves here clearly, or it seems.
Man,
I wouldn't give up Terry Rozier personally. I know that.
What do they need though?
Their problem, well, God, what do they need? They just need more bench play, I'd say, because they've got LaMelo Ball, who's emerging. He's, I think, clear-cut favorite to win Rookie of the Year, right? You got Terry Rozier, sure. Devontae Graham, who's been hurt and kind of lost minutes this year, but so those three right there. Then they got Miles Bridges, PJ Washington, Cody Zeller, Biyombo. So they got those guys, but I feel like they lack depth. But in terms of guards, I actually could see them maybe getting rid of Terry Rozier or Devontae Graham because it seems like they got plenty of
Too many guards.
They got a lot of guards, yeah.
But then again, they need one of those guys to play shooting guard. So I don't know.
Who'd you keep? If you're the Hornets, who'd you trade?
I'm getting rid of Devontae Graham. I know he had a breakout year last year, but his injuries have been a little concerning, and I don't know. Terry Rozier's really emerged this year.
I think Terry fits LaMelo more than Devontae, just because Devontae's more of a ball handler. I mean, he can score too, but Terry Rozier, if you just told him to go score, he'll do that better than Devontae.
Yeah. Jeremy Grant
on
the market for the Celtics.
Did we talk about Lowry?
No, I mentioned him, glossed over him, kind of, but the Heat are interested in him.
Yeah. I think that could make the Sixers a potential finals favorite if they get Lowry too.
So how would you play that team though? Like what would the lineup be? Would Simmons move to?
Simmons would move to the forward, right? You have to move into the forward.
Yeah, but I wonder.
It'd be Lowry, Seth, Simmons, Tobias, then Embiid.
So they
go. It's just like, well, who's running? Who's the floor general?
Right.
Because you can't tell Simmons to go sit in the corner like you tell Seth and Tobias to.
You run into that issue like they had with Jimmy Butler when they had Jimmy who's going to handle the ball in the fourth quarter when they need buckets and need to run the offense,
For that reason, I actually think Lowry would be better fit on the Heat. And that's just strictly because I know they have some good up and coming guys like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. They're not necessarily like dominant ball handlers.
Yeah.
But they could excel from growth excel and learn from a player like Kyle Lowry. And I think Kyle Lowry is a good point guard. Like I do. We've had arguments about whether or not he's like a true star. But he would definitely make the Heat better because they're not really playing. Dragic isn't really doing anything this year, so kind of seems like they're one-dimensional point guard wise. I think he helps them. They're also looking at John Wall.
Yeah,
I think either of those players makes the Heat instant threat.
You could have Butler and Lowry facilitating the shooters like Hero and Nunn, Duncan Robinson. You take some of the pressure off Jimmy too.
The Heat's shooters are what the Nets need right now. If the Nets had that around them, that might just be the best team ever. But
Heat are nice. The Heat are nice.
They're underrated. I wouldn't sleep on them. I mean, we slept on them last year and we saw what happened.
Yeah.
But let's see what else we got here. So the 76ers, Heat, Warriors, Bucks, Celtics interested in Bjelica, Nemanja Bjelica. You guys
who does he play for?
The
Bielitsa.
Kings.
Isn't it Bielitsa?
Bielitsa. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never said it right ever.
It does not look like what I just said at all.
I've literally never said his name correctly. I just kind of make up some word every time I say it, kind of like Perkins does with Giannis's name.
Giannis, yep.
So the reason this is happening is because the Kings are kind of unsure about how his future is remaining with the Kings, with their organization. Mm-hmm. He's in a contract year. I don't know. I don't really see. I guess I could see him on the Bucks because he could spread the floor, and that would help. The Bucks need as many shooters as they can get. I know they have shooters, but it's like they gotta surround Giannis with everything.
Yeah.
What do you guys think with? I don't think this is a big move, really. The Warriors, maybe.
Porzingis has been a lot of trade talks recently, so
we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if they trade him. I don't know.
I don't understand why they would trade him. I think he fits perfect for Luka.
Right.
So I guess they'll trade him because of his injury concerns. But who would you get back for him? Would you just get another shooting big man, or would you go for a Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal type player?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of unheard rumors, and there's not a lot of sufficient ones other than Blake Griffin obviously going somewhere. So I think we got to wait and see what happens until we get certified, sources and, a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah.
But moving on, we also want to talk about, we got a submission from one of our listeners. Shout out to Abdul. Could 5 to 10 players in the 80s and 90s survive in the NBA today?
It's could the top 5 to 10 players, not
top
could 5 to 10
players. My bad.
I guess it is the same thing in a way, but
Could the top 5? I think so for sure.
Well, wait, let's establish who do we count as top 5 right now? Like
MJ.
Just
top 5 in the 80s?
90s? No. We're talking about could top 5 players today play in the 80s or 90s?
Man, I messed that up.
Played in the 80s. Who could top 5, 10 players? I don't know. I typed it pretty weird.
More physical.
But I think that's what he.
So is it the players from today?
Yeah, could the players today survive back then?
Yes.
You think? So we got top 5 is going to be LeBron, KD, Steph, AD, Harden, or do you put Giannis?
Yeah, those are all good players. Yeah.
Yes.
Not soft, I don't think.
Yes.
I think they could do it.
Look. The game evolves, like everything else evolves. Players get better. They have new technology to go off of. Okay?
Right.
And if you put Harden back then as he plays now, he's going to be just as good as he is in today's game. hand checking, I think will be a problem for smaller people like Steph.
Yeah.
But he still has his handles, and he still could, go to the basket. He still could shoot lights out. So maybe he'll be a little bit affected by the hand checking and maybe the hard fouling in the 80s for sure.
Right.
Just because what they're doing to Jordan, if James Harden could
right.
Yeah, James Harden could go play the bad boys, and he could do what Jordan did and drop 40 on them. And the Pistons say, okay, we can make the Harden rules just like we made the Jordan rules. So maybe what? Yeah,
I disagree that Harden would do exactly that because Jordan played more at the rim than Harden does.
Yeah,
Harden,
but I'm just saying, like, if he just did his own step back or let me just drive to the basket and get these petty fouls like usual, then yeah, he could get 30.
Do you think Harden's step back would be called a travel back then? Just out of curiosity, though, this is kind of off topic, but do you think it would be a travel?
Yeah.
I think.
Definitely.
I think
they would call it a travel.
Yeah.
Here's one thing.
There's not that many flashy moves back there. They'd like see that shit and be like, "What the hell?" Travel.
I think to say any player can't play in any era is a little bit flawed because if every player grows up in a specific era, they're groomed for that era.
Yeah.
They're groomed to play well. So it's like,
yeah.
But if I'm taking like KD from this era, blah blah blah, and putting him back then, or LeBron, they're still great players. Like a great player is a great player is a great player. You're gonna tell me Wilt Chamberlain wasn't gonna be good now? Wilt would still wreck the league, bro. He'd still wreck everybody. So I do think both ways. Like Jordan can play now. We had on our channel the other night, we had a 3-hour long debate about whether or not Jordan could play in this era because it's such a shooting era. I'm like, dude, Jordan would wreck this era. He would absolutely wreck this era.
Facts.
Players will adjust. It's just the fact of the matter. And even if you're saying like, oh, they don't have the medical technology back then, blah blah blah, all that stuff, they're still great players. Like you can't take away shooting from them. You can't take away the fact that they can score, the fact that they're versatile, blah blah blah. So
yep.
I would say that they can all, especially the top 5 in this era.
Yeah, sometimes I get confused, like how you said, Will, with the whole, like when people mean if you put KD in the 80s, like what do you mean by that? If he was brought up in the 80s, or if you put him in a time machine and said, okay, KD, what you do in 2021 and go do that in 85.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. I think that's a good point because if he's brought up in the 70s, he's not going to be playing the way he plays now, obviously, because he's not going to know half his moves because they're not probably be a thing in the NBA. So
maybe a different generation. There's different play styles and different things. You know, obviously those talented players are going to do. I think the whole argument of can the 80s 90s players play in today's NBA and can today's players play back then is stupid because they're both talented players. They're both talented regimes of players, and they'll adjust and use their skill sets to their advantage. It doesn't
It's funny because people make player comparisons between players today and back then. Right. So if you're comparing them and they're kind of similar in some aspects, don't you think, okay, if you can put Larry Bird, don't you think you could be maybe a better Luka or just a different type of Luka Doncic or something like that? So
right.
This is just one last point on this because we got to go. We're about to close this up, but the players can adjust to any situation. If they're provided that they just have to be able to adjust to that. If like the argument, if I just had a time machine, I brought KD back then, everybody's gonna be like, well, he's too skinny, bro. Dude can shoot. Dude can still shoot. He's still quicker than most players that played. Yep. It's no knock against any era. It's just times change. Players get better or worse or whatever. The technology gets better. The argument is very flawed, I think, because I think if anybody's brought up to be a certain player, like in a certain era, they're going to be fine adjusting anywhere. That's just how I see it. But we got to get ready to close because we are about at our time. So we're going to make some bold predictions. Bold predictions for this upcoming week, Zach.
All right, I've been criticized for my bold takes in the past, but I'm going all out. Steph Curry for All-Star Game MVP. I think he's winning it this year. I think he's going to establish his dominance. I think a lot of people are going to be jealous in this group chat. But my Steph love He's up there. So I'm calling Steph Curry to go off in the All-Star game, and
To be clear, just to prove that he's
I hope that's bold enough. I hope
yeah.
that's bold enough. Is that
Well,
bold enough?
I want to clarify something for everybody listening. To be clear, he is saying this on Saturday, March 6th. We record these
Yes.
episodes that were released Wednesday, so it will be released after the All-Star game.
Yep.
But
Yes,
is
sir.
that Mohammed? You were disgusted.
Kind of disappointing. I mean,
Disappointing.
like if you said maybe Bradley Beal with All-Star game MVP, maybe that'd be more bold. But Steph Curry, like, he's a top 5 player in the league. If he wins All-Star game MVP, that's not really surprising. I'd be more surprised if, Bradley Beal or Zach LaVine or Sabonis would win.
God damn.
But let me go real quick. I actually have like 3. By the end of next week, by the time we record in episode 7, the Warriors will not be in the top 8 playoff spots in the West. Second one is
How is that bold, dude? They're 9 right now.
Huh?
They're 9 right now, though.
I'm pretty sure they're 8.
No, they're 9.
They're 9.
They're 9?
Yeah.
Wow.
Criticizing.
Okay.
Yeah. Bold.
Okay.
Trash
Zach
take.
Zach LaVine is gonna be the 3-point contest winner, and the Bulls will move up to the 6th or 5th seed by next week.
Okay.
Bulls 6 seed. Wow.
No, 6th or 5th, one of those.
All right.
Just because they're so close to each other.
But
Okay. Mine are actually pretty similar. You kind of said mine. One of mine was going to be that Zach LaVine wins the All-Star MVP. Just a gut feeling that he's going to do it. They're just going to be like, let's just give it to the dude who can dunk lights out. And then the other one I had was also Bulls related, Mohammed. They're going to beat the Sixers next week, first game back out of the All-Star break, by 10 plus points. They're going to beat the 76ers. You got that, Zach? You heard 10 plus points against the best team.
Oh man, I'm
East.
getting roasted right now on these bold takes. I thought mine was fine, and then all of a sudden,
Bulls beat the 76ers. I like that, man.
I believe in my team, bro. I believe in my team. I have faith.
Bulls been playing good against top seeded teams this year, so I wouldn't be surprised. Just built like that,
Just like I rooted for the Bears, I had faith in the Bears. That one time that they played the Saints.
I had faith in the Bears.
Aren't you a Drew Brees fan too, bro?
I'm a Drew Brees fan, but I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah, I see.
Let's get that cleared up. I'm a Steph Curry fan, but I'm also a Bulls fan.
You're a Steph Curry fan and a Bulls fan. That is a fact. That is a fact. That's a fact.
Can't deny it.
Wow.
Can't deny it. I'm a KD fan. I don't root for the Nets ever. Literally ever. Maybe if they make the finals, depending on who they play.
You didn't root for the Warriors either.
Me? I didn't root for the Warriors. Durant didn't play in the finals, bro. If he played in the finals, I would have rooted for the Warriors. He played 12 minutes. I rooted for them that 12 minutes, bro.
Okay.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Okay.
We gotta go, bro. It's been fun. Everybody, make sure to follow our social media. It's down below.
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody from Locker Room.
Yeah, that was pretty
Locker
fun.
Room.
Yeah, everybody.
We also have chats on there every once in a while. The app Locker Room. There's a lot of sports talk. So
yeah, just follow us, our names, Will Donzella, Zach Fulcher, or Mohammed Daffleseed on Locker Room. If you want to talk with us ever, we're usually live Friday nights at 9 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, follow our social media, hit our link trees, watch these on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anything you got. But it's been fun. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys.
Peace.
Russell Wilson will be traded to Chicago Bears all season, by the way.
We hope.
We hope, bro.
Just want to say that.
Peace.